Finally come. Pixis breathed a sigh of relief when he saw Lin Yan fall to the city wall. The Titan in the distance is really beyond his imagination. After fighting against the Titan for decades, it was the first time that Pixie saw a Titan that was so much higher than the city wall. The sense of security brought by the city wall to Pixis disappeared instantly in front of the 100-meter Titan. Not only him, but also the hundreds of thousands of people inside the wall feel the same way at the moment. For the first time, everyone realized that hiding behind walls is not safe. How is it now? After Lin Yan landed, he began to inspect the defense situation of the surrounding people, and when he saw Pixis walking in front of him, Lin Yan asked lightly. While wiping the sweat off his face, Pixie reported the situation to Lin Yan. The existing troops of the Garrison Corps have been mobilized to the city wall. Survey Corps 1st and 2nd units have already fought the 100-meter Titan. Military Police Regiment is evacuating people, they will be assembled soon. After listening to Pixis, Lin Yan had a general understanding of the battlefield situation. Although he started rushing here the moment the Titan appeared. But compared to Pixis, who was stationed in the military camp, Lin Yan had limited information. Tang tang tang. Crisp footsteps sounded, and Mikasa, Krista, and Annie, who followed Lin Yan, also fell to the city wall. We won't mess with Big Brother. If it doesn't work, we will retreat. We want to fight with Brother. Mikasa walked to Lin Yan's side, looked at Lin Yan's tough side face. Her tone was full of stubbornness. Krista, Isabel, and Annie also looked at Lin Yan, their eyes full of fighting intent. Okay. Lin Yan looked at Levi, Erwin and others struggling against the Titan in the distance, and he nodded towards Mikasa and others. Immediately rushed towards the outside of the city. Outside the city. This place was originally a dense forest, where the royal family and nobles used to hunt and play. Big trees tens of meters high and 4 to 5 meters in diameter can be seen everywhere. The trees here have not been felled for hundreds of years because only nobles and royal families can enter. Therefore, the trees are everywhere, and the vines and moss can be seen everywhere. There are also many animals living in the woods. In a sense, because it is inaccessible and well protected, it is not an exaggeration to call it a virgin jungle. A black beetle cautiously emerged from under the stone, rustily groping forward on the ground. Every night falls is the time for it to enjoy delicious food. This time is also the time when the natural enemies are least. Boom, boom. The ground shook in the woods. Immediately, a huge pale yellow furry hoof stepped down from the night, crushing the beetle instantly. Turned into a pool of green stumps, minced meat. Yo yo yo. Herds of thousands of deer were fleeing through the woods. The 4 black furry hooves swayed on the ground with no afterimages visible. The shrill sound of deer croaking lasted for a long time in the woods. Because of the fierce running, the wild deer's nose was emitting white breath. Behind the deer is a huge army of animals. Wild boars, bison, and all kinds of animals that are rarely seen on weekdays are running crazily in the jungle. Boom. A huge stone, lacing from a distance. It smashed heavily into the herd of beasts, and immediately several wild deer were crushed to death on the ground. Click click click. Behind the herd of beasts, towering into the clouds, like a tall towering tree, fell down continuously. Sawdust flew horizontally, and then the tree roots were pulled out, and a large amount of soil splashed out in all directions. The air is filled with the smell of soil, grass and leaves, animal feces, and blood. Boom. A huge paw that covered the sky and the sun came down, and the open space in the woods that had some moonlight in it instantly became pitch black. Dozens of animals were instantly crushed into a pulp by the falling giant feet. The owner of the giant foot is a Titan about 170 meters high. Every time it takes a step, it can cover nearly 100 meters. Countless trees fell with every step. The footprints, which are more than 10 meters long and 1 or 2 meters deep, look shocking. As the 100-meter Titan moved, a violent whirlwind swirled out, blowing leaves flying all over the sky. In an instant, this primeval jungle seemed to have been plowed again. The land cracked, the trees fell, and it was full of pits and scars. The wild power seems to want to completely tear this space apart. Break. 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 The sound of steel cables rubbing against metal resounded around the 100-meter Titan in the dense forest. Dozens of human figures around the Titan nimbly shuttled and chased quickly in the dense forest around the Titan. In front of the 100-meter Titan, their bodies are like a group of flies in front of an adult, extraordinarily small. Attack his joints and give me a chance. These people were the ones who were ordered by Lin Yan to track down Rod Rei Sis Hunter Group and Survey Corps. Under the clues provided by Harris, the Hunter Corps led by Levi and the Survey Corps led by Irwin successfully found where Rhodes was, but it encountered the Central Military Police Regiment led by Kenny Ackerman. After a fierce battle, the Hunter Group successfully defeated Kenny Ackerman and killed all the people in the Central Military Police Regiment. But it failed to stop the guarded Rhodes from injecting the medicine. When everyone came out, Lin Yan had already explained that Rhodes might have medicine in his hand. But Kenny Ackerman is too strong. Everyone failed to kill Rhodes immediately, which led to the current situation. Hearing Levi's voice, everyone moved quickly in the air, changing their attack direction. Killed the Titans joint. The Hunters have just been brought into the Kingdom Survey Corps by Lin Yan. They were originally poor orphans in the slums. Now it has an enviable position. Scholars died for their confidence, Lin Yan's kindness, they could not repay their whole life. So even if they die, they have to block this Titan for Lin Yan. Concentrate on attacking his right leg. The Titan in front of them was different from the strange Titans they had encountered before. Not only is he tall and desperate, but he also has a clear goal, running desperately towards the direction of the king's capital from the very beginning. The speed is so fast that it is very difficult for everyone to catch up. Seeing the Titan getting closer to the wall of Sheena, Levi's tone became anxious. Boss is here too. Levi had just jumped into the sky with the help of a three-dimensional mobile device, when he saw Lin Yan rushing over from a distance. Levi, who was originally nervous, became relaxed the moment he saw Lin Yan. Speed up, the boss is coming. When everyone heard Levi's excited voice, the attack speed increased a lot instantly. In the jungle, Lin Yan's speed is very fast. With the assistance of the three-dimensional maneuvering device, Lin Yan's galloping figure barely stagnates. Viewed from the side, under the bright moonlight, Lin Yan and Baimi Titan rushed towards each other. The speed of Lin Yan and Titan is almost the same. Lin Yan is still accelerating. Gradually, the three-dimensional mobile device on his body could no longer meet Lin Yan's acceleration needs. At the back, it can only be used as an auxiliary tool for Lin Yan to stay in the air. The trees kept receding under Lin Yan's feet. The clothes on Yan's body were tightly fitted to Lin Yan's body under the violent airflow. That speed. On the edge of the dense forest, Reiner and Hoover are watching the situation in the battlefield from a big tree. Looking at Lin Yan in the distance, he shoots at the figure of the 100-mic-seeking Titan. The speed was so fast that the two couldn't believe. Reiner and Hoover's pupils shrank involuntarily, and they uttered horror. Too fast, even though Lin Yan's body is small compared to the body of the 100-meter Titan. But viewed from the side, because of Lin Yan's speed, Titan's speed seems to be slower in comparison. It's now just 100 meters away from the Titan. Lin Yan jumped up vigorously and leapt into the air. Immediately, the three-dimensional mobile device around Lin Yan's waist was activated, and instantly connected to the knee position of Titan. The height of 50 meters is barely enough to reach the knees of a Titan. This is enough to prove how tall the Titan in front of him is. Boom. The 100-meter Titan did not stop moving forward. Titan is like a cliff-like knee, gradually opening up in Lin Yan's eyes. It's not just Lin Yan, everyone from the Hunter Group hangs on Titan's knees. Because the Titan kept hitting the surrounding trees with its legs. Coupled with the extremely fast speed of the 100-meter Titan, it is difficult for everyone hanging on Titan's knees to achieve anything. Boss, it's too thick, the knife can't cut through the bones. Levi loops around the Titan's hind leg joint. He spiraled rapidly towards the Titan's knife even though it could easily slice through the Titan's hind legs. But Titan has a thigh with a diameter of about 10 meters, and the knife in his hand is only about half a meter long. It is impossible to cut to the bone of the Titan at all. Not long after the knife cut open, the flesh on Titan's body closed and grew together again. It's like another kind of armor. Not hard, but thick enough. That spine must be thicker. Hearing Levi's words, Lin Yan frowned. He didn't stop, and charged towards Titan's back. Compared with the thigh of the Titan, the 170-meter-long Titan is nearly 30 meters thick from the front to the back. If you want to kill the Titan in front of you, I'm afraid it will be much more difficult. In the original book, Rhodes' transformed Titan just licked the potion of Titan on the ground. It becomes a 170-meter Titan, but he couldn't stand up. Can only crawl on the ground. At the end of the kill, I also relied on the Titan transformed by Eren to carry a large amount of explosives. Blow up the titan into countless pieces. This is still not able to kill that titan who can only crawl. And in the end it was Krista who found the neck part of the minced meat. Only then did the titan that Rhodes became have no chance of being resurrected again. The titan in the original book can only crawl, so it can be easily blown to pieces with dynamite. Moreover, the flesh on the body is uneven, and many joints are exposed. At best, it was just a big lump of meat. The titan in front of him can not only stand up and run, but also has complete flesh all over his body. Therefore, the method of blowing this high-speed moving Earman to pieces with explosives will not work at all. One is that it cannot catch up with the pace of the titan, and the other is that the titan is much stronger, and it is difficult to blow it into pieces. The difficulty of killing is more than an order of magnitude larger. Although it has not reached the level of one of the 9 giants. But it is also enough to rank first in strength among the strange species that Lin Yan encountered. Cut his eyes off. I have to say that the titan in front of him is definitely the most difficult one that Lin Yan has encountered. Titan is already very close to the city wall. Only the last few hundred meters. After being unable to cut off the neck meat quickly, Lin Yan immediately rushed to the titan's eyes. The most important goal at the moment is to stop the titan in front of him from outside the city. Once the titan crosses the 50-meter city wall like a low threshold in front of the titan, then it won't matter much, the entire capital will be destroyed in one go. Levi's eyes lit up when he heard Lin Yan's words. Immediately following Lin Yan, he charged towards the eyes of the titan. On the huge titan, the two are like two climbers climbing a big mountain. Climbing quickly on the high hills. All the way from Titan's knees, climbing up Titan's waist, and then to the shoulders. Finally, he climbed up the huge head that looked like a hill. The whole process took only a few seconds for the two of them. Falling from the top of Titan's head, Lin Yan kicked on Titan's nose, and Lin Yan jumped up again. Lin Yan's height of more than 1.8 meters looks like a small bug in front of Titan's eyes, which are nearly 5 meters long and 3 meters high. Poo poo puff. Before Titan could react, Lin Yan kicked into Titan's eyeball. The knife in his hand swung swiftly, and the huge eyeballs of the Titan were cut into pieces by Lin Yan in an instant. Levi followed closely, jumping into the eye sockets of the Titan at the moment when the palm of the Titan was covering the eyes. Whoops! At 100 meters, the Titan stopped. Its roaring sound spread for tens of miles. Covering his eyes with his hands, he ran wildly on the spot. Rumble. Because of the crazy behavior of the Titan, with the 100-meter Titan as the center, the range of hundreds of meters around is like a sandstorm. Flying sand and walking stones, dust filled the air. Big brother. In the distance, just as Mikasa rushed over with the crowd from a distance, he saw the scene where Lin Yan was covered in the eye sockets by the Titan. Her anxious tears were about to fall. The already fast speed skyrocketed again by 3 points. Behind Mikasa, Krista was instantly distracted because Lin Yan was trapped. The steel cable of the 3-dimensional mobile device was not connected accurately, and the whole person almost fell to the ground. Isabel's complexion turned pale. Looking at the Titan in the distance, the killing intent in his eyes was about to overflow. Bastard. Never mind. Annie stopped, she fell from the tree, and quickly moved away from the crowd. City. Wall. Saw Lin Yan and Levi trapped in their eye sockets by Titan. The signal bomb in Pixa's hand fell to the ground with a snap. He knew that if something happened to Lin Yan and Levi, there would be no one who could stop the Titan in front of him. In the city, hundreds of thousands of people stood there sluggishly, forgetting even the movement of fleeing. Great fear permeated from the bottom of their hearts. Slowly it turned into despair. Outside the city, on the edge of the jungle, Reiner and Hoover are still monitoring the situation in the city. Seeing that Lin Yan and the other little man were trapped in the eyes by the Titan, the two secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Although I don't know what the 100-meter Titan in the distance exists, but if Lin Yan dies, the two of them will be very happy. For them, the existence of Lin Yan will be a huge obstacle for them to seek the power of founding Titan. Therefore, such a powerful enemy is naturally best to die. Suddenly, when the two breathed a sigh of relief, a golden light shone in the dense forest. It's Annie, she's still alive. No, she rushed towards that Titan. Could it be that Annie has already betrayed? Reiner and Hoover looked at each other, first surprised, then puzzled. In the end it turned into anger, horror and panic. It can be seen along the eyes of the two. After the golden light, a female Titan about 14 meters high appeared in the dense forest. After accelerating, she jumped up from the ground. A kick to the knee position of the 100-meter Titan. Crack. Although the female Titan was in front of the 100-meter Titan, she was as small as a baby. But with kicks, Ziren's knee joint was still kicked with a click. Immediately, the 100-meter Titan's legs bent and he knelt down on the ground. Then with a bang, the Titan that knelt down on one leg instantly made a big hole in the ground. Peefed. Titan's pillar-like fingers were cut off in an instant. Immediately Lin Yan got out from the eye socket of Titan. Lin Yan is not trapped in the eyes of the Titan, but is constantly cutting the eyeballs. Titan's whole head was messed up by Lin Yan and Li Wei. That guy actually transformed. As soon as Lin Yan shot out, he saw the female Titan Annie who was still madly attacking the Titan's knee joint. Lin Yan was a little surprised that Annie used the power of Titan without hesitation. But anyway, under the leadership of Lin Yan, the Titan was temporarily stopped. Break. Lin Yan didn't hesitate any longer. He shot out of the Titan's eye sockets like he jumped off a high cliff. Fall rapidly at the speed of free fall. When Lin Yan fell to around the position of Titan's navel, a steel cable shot to the position of Titan's shoulder in an instant. The hunched, half-kneeling Titan on the ground. At this moment, it is only tens of meters away from the city wall. As long as the Titan takes a step forward, he can enter the wall. So close. Pixie stands on the wall. He looked up at the Titan who was kneeling in front of the city wall like a mountain, covering his eyes, and cold sweat broke out on his back. Only one step away, the Titan is about to step into the city. It stopped. The people in the city saw Lin Yan and Levi shoot out from the eyes of the Titan, one behind the other. He breathed a sigh of relief, although far away. But half of the sky seems to be covered by the Titan, which is like a doomsday scene. Let them pay homage to Lin Yan who stopped the Titan, and their hearts surged again. In the past, many people knew about Lin Yan's strength through the newspapers and people who came back from the front. But today, they can see it with their own eyes. Compared with the legend, they felt that Lin Yan seemed to be stronger. I saw Lin Yan shooting towards the Titan's shoulder again. The eyes of hundreds of thousands of people focused on Lin Yan again. At the moment when everyone's eyes followed, Lin Yan has already jumped onto the Titan's body. Pooh. The knife in Lin Yan's hand plunged into Titan's neck in an instant. The knife in his hand sank deep into the Titan's neck. Huge chunks of flesh continuously fell from the back of the Titan's neck under Lin Yan's peeling. Each piece is as tall as a person. Assist the boss in chopping up pieces of meat. Levi instantly understood what Lin Yan meant. No matter how thick the meat is, there are times when it is cut off. Hear Levi's reminder. Dozens of people shot out in an instant, slashing at the flesh cut off by Lin Yan. Ho 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 ho. Just 10 seconds. Titan's eyes, which were crushed by Lin Yan and Levi, completely recovered. Although due to the female Titan's constant attacks, its knee joints still haven't been recovered. At this moment, it is still in the state of crawling on the ground, but the speed is still not slow. Get out of the way. Erwin hangs on the Titan with the help of a steel cable. Seeing that the Titan moved again and climbed towards the distant city wall, he yelled loudly. Before the people on the city wall ran away, Titan climbed onto the city wall with one hand. With a bang, hundreds of soldiers stationed in the core were smashed into meat. Under Titan's attack, the city wall split open in an instant. Titan around. Everyone in the hunter group was quickly cutting up the pieces of meat that Lin Yan had cut. Hanging on the Titan, they swayed fiercely on the steel cables. No matter how small the action of the Titan is, it will be a devastating blow to everyone. Lin Yan was still cutting quickly on the back of the Titan. One of his knives drove firmly into the Titan's flesh, while the other hacked swiftly. In the blink of an eye, a huge meat hole had been dug out by Lin Yan. It has been dug more than 2 meters deep. Pukai pukai. Around Titan, it seemed like it was raining meat. Mikasa, Krista, and Isabel are killing and cutting quickly. The more than 50 people in the Hunter Corps and the more than 30 people in the Survey Corps have all turned into meat grinders at this moment. No matter how the Titan struggled, they were constantly cutting around the Titan. Rumble. The 100-meter Titan stopped suddenly, and no longer attacked the city wall. He rolled towards the side. Intended to crush the people who were cutting on his back. The female Titan Annie was knocked and flew out by the 100-meter Titan. Mikasa, Krista, get out of the way, everyone retreat. While the Titan was tumbling, everyone's steel cables were instantly tightened, and their bodies were pulled totteringly. Seeing that he was about to be pressed under his body by the mountain-like Titan. Everyone decisively pressed the cut button and fell from Titan's body. Isabel pushed Mikasa and Krista away in midair. Because of this moment of hesitation, she herself was about to be crushed by the body of the Titan that fell backwards. Boss. Thank you. Seeing the sky that has been covered by the huge body of the Titan in front of him. Isabel already smelled death. She has been unable to escape. Too close. A smile appeared on the corner of Isabel's mouth. She has no regrets in her life. Meeting Lin Yan was the happiest thing in her life. Boom. The Titan fell heavily to the ground. The airwaves swept out by the compressed air swept out, and a large amount of dust and smoke enveloped a range of several kilometers. The Titan fell heavily, and Isabel and Lin Yan were crushed under the Titan's body. Big brother, Isabel. Lin Yan big brother, sister Isabel. Boss, Captain. Everyone just escaped and fell to the ground, but they didn't see Lin Yan and Isabel, and panicked instantly. Mikasa and Krista were streaming with tears. Looking at the 40-meter-high Titan lying in front of them, the hunters ignored the escape just now. Rush to the dust-covered Titan again. Titan is down, Big Brother is fine. After entering the dust, everyone saw a lot of steam coming out of the Titan. The fog cleared, and Lin Yan came out of the white steam with Isabel on his back. Just in the nick of time. Lin Yan found the key piece of nape. Finally protected Isabel. Titan's body is heavy though. But it was nothing to Lin Yan. And after the neck meat was crushed, the Titan's body began to turn into steam. Much lighter. A month later. After killing the Titan that Rhodes turned into. Lin Yan's life has finally returned to peace. Northern Territory. Hunter's Farm. The leaves of the poplar trees around the farm have turned golden, and the ground is covered with golden fallen leaves. The hunter group's land had already been harvested. At this moment, the whole farm became more relaxed. Lin Yan rests in a rocking chair. After disposing of the 100-meter Titan, it went through another 10 days of internal cleaning. All the restless people on the entire island, as well as those who stood up to resist, were killed by Lin Yan. Everyone on the island now has one voice. That is the voice of Lin Yan. After doing all this, Krista was left in the capital for daily management. And Lin Yan led the crowd to the hunter farm in the north. Take a rest. After being busy for so long, Lin Yan was finally able to calm down. The past 2 months have definitely been the busiest for Lin Yan. After thinking for a while, Lin Yan opened the system panel. System panel host. Lin Yan current world. Attack on Titan. Physique. 28, 17-meter level wisdom species Titan physique. Points. 3, 36%, skills. Fighting LV6, prediction. Forging LV5, stereo mobile device control LV3, brewing LV2, cooking LV1. 2 months time. Because most of the time is spent fighting, Lin Yan has not accumulated many points. Lin Yan remembers seeing it in the system explanation. Skills over LV10 are extraordinary, there is no upper limit to the skill level. Extraordinary skills, but evolved some magical effects and changes. However, Lin Yan has never added a skill beyond LV10, so Lin Yan is not too clear about what changes can be made. In general, the peak human level for each skill is level 10. If it exceeds level 10, it is an extraordinary level. For Lin Yan, even if he doesn't pile up his skills to the top of the world's human beings. With the addition of physique, Lin Yan is about to reach the pinnacle level of this world's force. Lin Yan can guess from the system panel alone. Attack on Titan will definitely not be his last world, provided he survives of course. So Lin Yan couldn't help thinking. Although he has not seen the extraordinary power of human beings in this world. And skills with taunt power, but if you go to another world. So can you see the supernatural power? Currently because in the world of Titan. The reason why the skills that Lin Yan can see are too common. Under the same conditions, the long-term benefit of adding points to physique is much greater than adding points to skills. But, if it is to enter a higher level world, then under the same conditions, adding some skills is bound to obtain greater power. In addition, although Lin Yan will have a huge hunger every time he upgrades. But that's only after the upgrade. An adaptation that the body makes to accommodate increased digestive capacity. It will not cause any substantial harm to Lin Yan, at most it is a strong sense of hunger. Lin Yan usually doesn't eat much, and he is no different from ordinary people. The reason why I eat so much is just to improve my strength earlier and accelerate the accumulation of points, deliberately. In today's Titan world, there are not many threats left. Lin Yan naturally doesn't need to eat every day like doing work. In addition, the more advanced the food, the more energy that can be provided, the less huang needs to be ingested. So Lin Yan's recipe, from the bread at the beginning, to the meat at the end. Now to the compressed food. Because of the improvement of the level of food, in terms of the total amount, there is no exaggeration at the beginning. So the time spent eating is greatly shortened. Now 10 minutes a day is totally enough. Of course, Lin Yan sometimes eats some even though the energy is not high. But very tasty food, as a pastime, besides. The reason for raising the forging to such a high level. Mainly in the battle with Titan. If you don't have a sharp weapon, you may not even be able to leave a scratch when you encounter a Titan with high defense power. In addition, once the forging technique is upgraded to level 10 or above, such as LV11 or even higher, it is not impossible to create weapons with extraordinary power, even artifacts. As for improving fighting, it is because fighting can improve the fighting instinct in the battle against Titan and human beings. Tantamount to prediction, in the case of being surrounded by Titans. This ability has allowed Lin Yan to flow freely under the siege of the Titan countless times. It's a bit like knowledgeable domineering, but LV6 fighting is not so exaggerated. But Lin Yan believes that there will be plenty of points in the future. If you raise the fighting level to over LV10, then it is entirely possible to have the effect of knowledge and domineering. Look at the 3 points I have accumulated. Lin Yan is thinking whether to continue to add physical fitness, or save the points to accumulate to 7 points and add fighting. After all, from the current point of view, although LV5's fighting has already had a preliminary prediction effect. But if you want to upgrade to LV7 again, maybe the level of prediction will become higher. But after a little thought, Lin Yan gave up. Now with the support of the entire country, a large number of threats have been dealt with. Lin Yan has been completely idle. There is no need to rush to choose at all, you can accumulate more and think about it later. Boss, Keith has confirmed that Reiner and Hoover are among the trainees they just recruited this month. However, after the great battle in the capital, the two of them disappeared. Just as Lin Yan opened his eyes, he saw Fran who came to him to report the news. After taking full control of the kingdom, Lin Yan immediately sent someone to check the points of Reiner and Hoover. Because they have been fighting against the outside world before, and they are still fighting against the royal family. Lin Yan has never had time to take care of the two of them. Until everything settles down. Lin Yan thinks whether they will still mix into the training corps according to the direction of the original book. So let Frank go to investigate. After a search, they really found 2 people. Hearing what Fran said, Lin Yan knew. The duo gave up on the training corps for unknown reasons. Have you fled back to Marley? Thinking of this, Lin Yan frowned slightly. If the two of them fled back to Mere, then it is estimated that the quiet days will not be too long. Eren's half-brother must be unable to sit still. I know about this, you go down and rest first. Lin Yan thought for a moment, and let Fran go down to rest. Since the recapture battle until now, Fran has been busy and has hardly had a day off. Feeling the concern in Lin Yan's words, a smile appeared on Fran's tired face, and he left immediately. The breeze is blowing slowly. Lin Yan closed his eyes again to rest. When he first came to this world, Lin Yan just wanted to live. Later, in order to improve his strength, he gradually developed his own power. Until now, he has controlled a country. Unknowingly, Lin Yan discovered that his own strength has become the top existence among human beings. The forces under his control are also growing. Big brother, Krista wrote to you again. Just as Lin Yan was thinking, Mikasa ran over from a distance with a bulging face. Hearing Mikasa's words, Lin Yan couldn't help but smile wryly. Ever since Lin Yan brought everyone to the north, Krista wrote to him almost every day. Come on, let me see. What did Krista write again? Hearing Lin Yan's words, Mikasa handed the envelope inside to Lin Yan. Afterwards, Mikasa did not stay in place anymore and left. As curious as she was, what was written in Krista's letter? But Mikasa knows that respecting other people's secrets is a very important thing. This is also the reason why she and Krista still have a good relationship even though they often quarrel. Both understand the importance of respect. Watch Mikasa walk away. Lin Yan nodded slightly. As soon as he opened the letter, Lin Yan was handed a thick letter paper. Lin Yan big brother, being a queen is exhausting, worse than grooming your horse. Lin Yan big brother, when will you come back? Lin Yan big brother, Mikasa didn't say anything bad about me. A large stack of envelopes took Lin Yan a full 10 minutes to finish. Most of it is Krista taking care of daily troubles in Lin Yan's place. There are also those who try to persuade Lin Yan to let her come back, even if they continue to brush Lin Yan's horse. Although Krista became the queen appointed by Lin Yan. However, domestic affairs are developing completely according to Lin Yan's plan and arrangements. Lin Yan is the controller, while Krista is the executor. Facing a lot of trivial matters every day, Lin Yan has no interest at all. He would rather bask in the sun on the farm in the north. A book reads from morning to night, and I don't want to get involved in those messy government affairs. So Lin Yan threw all these things to Krista. In the training ground of the hunter group. Run faster, run faster. Lin Yan is lying down and resting. And the newcomers of the hunter group in the distance are training hard. In the training ground, Levi, Erwin and Keith are standing on a high platform. More than 500 newcomers selected from all over the country are receiving training. Levi is the soul of the hunter group. He has deeply implemented Lin Yan's cruel training method. Just 3 days after the training, a large number of students were lying on the bed. It's a good thing that the leader didn't personally train us today. Otherwise, these newcomers might faint. Aran and Alman ran in the team with ease. After half a year, the two of them have completely adapted to the high-intensity training of the hunter group. Under Lin Yan's request, everyone in the hunter group usually addresses him as the leader. Lin Yan's current strength. There is no need for any title of king to show his status. However, although the title has not changed, everyone's respect for Lin Yan is far more than before. Many people witnessed the battle in the capital. When will I be able to fully control the power of Titan in my body? Now I can't even reach the corner of the leader's clothes. Eren was thinking about things as he ran. After coming to the north, Eren knew the truth about her family. Including him eating his own father. So Eren's hatred for Marley has reached its peak. His father wouldn't be like that if it wasn't for Marley. He will not eat his father to inherit his father's strength. If it weren't for the fact that his mother was still alive. Eren even thought about ending his own life. It was too cruel for him to eat his own father. During this time, in order to activate the power of Titan in his body, Lin Yan and Levi have been training with Eren. It's out of control from the very beginning. So far Eren has been able to wake up occasionally. In addition, Lin Yan not only trained Eren to control the power of the Titan, but also taught him some fighting skills. In front of Lin Yan, Eren was still at the level where he couldn't touch the corner of Lin Yan's clothes. In fact, it was Levi in front of Lin Yan. Often Lin Yan was knocked down before even touching the corner of Lin Yan's clothes. It is no longer a problem for LV6 fighting skills to be called the strongest in the world. The world of Titan, to put it bluntly, aside from the factor of Titan, is completely a very ordinary world. The use of technology in the 9 giants has led to the fact that the fighting skills in this world are not strong. Coupled with the preliminary prediction effect that LV6 already has, people often haven't made a move yet. Lin Yan can already judge their next move. Time flies. Night. Inside a room of the hunter group. The bright kerosene lamp was burning steadily. Father. What should I do? Annie was lying on the bed, curled up. Her pillow was wet with tears. After coming to the north, she confessed to Lin Yan that she was a female Titan. And the purpose of coming to the island. Just now, she received news from Lin Yan about Reiner and Hoover. Annie knew that her father probably couldn't survive. Once Reiner and Hoover arrived in Mare, word of her betrayal spread. Then her father, who was taken as a hostage, would most likely be killed. In fact, when she chose to help Lin Yan resist the 100-meter Titan strange species. The balance in Annie's heart has already leaned towards Lin Yan and towards the hunters. It's just that Annie didn't expect that Hoover and Reiner were nearby. Although all this was expected, it came too suddenly. I don't know how long I cried. Annie fell into a deep sleep. When she woke up, the sky was already full of stars, and the moon in the sky had already set to the west. The moon in the concentration camp is also so round. Sitting on the bed, Annie didn't feel sleepy. The silver moonlight sprinkled down from the sky, covering the whole earth with a layer of colored tulle. Although it is late at night, but it was like daytime. Compared with daytime, it was neither hot nor glaring. Newly turned land on the farm. The fishy smell of the soil is faintly exuded. On the watchtower of the hunter farm, the members responsible for the night watch stood upright. The patrol team walked softly, but everyone was mentally abnormal. Can't sleep? Annie walked slowly and aimlessly in the hunter's farm. Unknowingly, I walked under a big tree. Isabel walked over, his tone so soft that it was almost hard to hear. The captain is asleep? Annie raised her head slightly, only to find Lin Yan lying under the big tree. And next to Lin Yan, Mikasa is sleeping with her eyes closed and holding a dagger. Isabel nodded with a slight smile, pulled Annie to sit down, and made a silent gesture to Annie. The two just sat there without talking, just smiled at each other. After getting along for nearly a year, the two have a very good understanding. It is very clear that you can know each other's thoughts. The stars move. The night passed slowly like this. At 5 o'clock, Fran opened his eyes with precision like a machine. The habit he has developed over the years allows him to wake up on time every day. Before dawn, Levi, Fran, Erwin, and Keith were standing outside the cadets' lounge. Don't blow the whistle, and walk 100 kilometers with a heavy load to the Black Forest. Just as Keith was about to blow the rally whistle, he kicked open the door of the student dormitory, giving a surprise to many new students. Just got pulled by Levi. Keith glanced at Levi in surprise. On weekdays, how strict Levi treats the students is that the three of them seem to feel a little scared. But Levi unexpectedly pulled him back. Boss is still sleeping. Seeing Keith's doubts, Fran took a drag on his cigarette and smiled. Everyone in the hunter group has their own little hobbies. Fran likes to smoke, and Levi likes to clean knives. As for Lin Yan, he likes to sleep. Isabel, Mikasa and Krista like to watch Lin Yan sleep. Listen to Fran's explanation. Keith withdrew his outstretched foot, and put down the whistle in his mouth. Good luck to these boys. Gently pushing open the gate of the training camp, Keith sighed. In order to train these newcomers, the few of them splashing water in the middle of the night is a basic operation. Arson and stock attack are common occurrences. Basically, they are all rushing towards the goal of dying. Therefore, walking 100 kilometers and going to the Black Forest is extremely gentle in comparison. Girls' camp. Hundreds of students were too tired to get up because of yesterday's extreme training. One by one, they fell asleep in a mess. Keep quiet and tell everyone to gather. Sasha was sleeping soundly, and suddenly she felt that someone was covering her mouth. He opened his eyes in a daze, only to realize that it was Captain Hange. After getting up in a hurry, Sasha began to wake up his teammates one by one. She entered the Hunter Group's rookie training camp a little earlier, has now become a Reserve Corps member, and is now the leader of a small action team under Hange. Ymir, get up quickly, it will be miserable if you are late. There are 5 team members in charge of Sasha, and Ymir is one of them. Because they knew each other early, they usually have a very good relationship. Usually like to stay together, just under 5 minutes. The newcomers of the 500 hunters set off under the leadership of Levi and others. Everyone's footsteps are extremely gentle. Although the team was mighty, there was no sound. Half an hour later, the team is already far, far away from the hunter group. The originally quiet team became normal this time. Sasha, why didn't you let me talk just now? Ymir followed behind Sasha. Although the 100-kilometer weight-carrying march is less brutal than the usual confrontation training. But at the end, it is also extremely difficult to fight against one's own instincts. So in long-distance weight-bearing events, they are allowed to speak. To relieve some of the psychological pressure caused by the excessive burden on the body. Well, you don't know that. The leader is sleeping. In order not to disturb the leader, everyone was silent all the way. Sasha took a bite of the sweet potato while chewing, talking to Ymir. Although she didn't come here for a long time, it was much longer than Ymir. For some small rules in the hunter group, I have already made it clear. What kind of person is the leader? Ymir's eyes were full of curiosity. Since she sneaked into the wall, the name she has heard most this year is Lin Yan. From different populations, the image of Lin Yan is also different. In the mouths of common people, Lin Yan is a savior and a hero. According to the core members of the hunter group, Lin Yan is the elder brother and the idol worshipped by everyone. In the mouth of the rookies, Lin Yan is a hero and a devil wandering on the training ground. So Ymir heard countless different Lin Yan. Hurry up, the leader may go to the training ground today. Seeing that Ymir was in a daze, Sasha glanced back at her, pulled Ymir and began to accelerate. The last person has nothing to eat. However, after the number of people increased, the rule of the hunter group became that the last 10 people had nothing to eat. For Sasha, not being able to eat was worse than killing her. So when she thought of this, her pace quickened again. The sun rose slowly in the sky. The mist inside the farm slowly dissipated. Lin Yan slowly opened his eyes and slept peacefully for the night. Lin Yan felt extremely comfortable all over. The blue sky is imprinted in front of my eyes. A golden leaf on the big tree swirled and slowly fell down. Before it fell down, it was taken over by a white hand. "Captain, are you awake?" Annie had just picked off the leaves that fell in midair when she saw Lin Yan's eyes open. She didn't fall asleep last night, just sitting quietly beside Lin Yan. Isabel had already gone to prepare breakfast for Lin Yan, and she stayed to eliminate some things for Lin Yan that might disturb his sleep. Like the leaves in her hand. "Did you cry yesterday?" Lin Yan sat up slowly. Looking at Annie's red and swollen eyes, Lin Yan instantly guessed what happened yesterday. This time Annie did not hesitate to reveal her identity in order to assist the hunters in the battle. Her behavior was approved by Lin Yan. Therefore, Lin Yan's tone towards Annie is much softer than before. For his own people, Lin Yan has always been an excellent factory. Lin Yan's words made Annie a little flustered. Just as she was about to defend herself, she saw Lin Yan pointing to the distance. On the ridge, two figures are standing. In the dawn, there is only a shallow layer of milky white mist, floating with the breeze, flowing like a gurgling water in the entire wilderness. In any case, the hunter group is your home. Hear Lin Yan's words. Supporting Annie's habitual indifference, she can no longer hide the panic and bewilderment deep in her heart. Her face became a little pale all of a sudden. Annie suppressed the sadness all night, and couldn't hold back after hearing Lin Yan's words. "I really have no choice. Woohoo. Maybe it was a mistake for me to appear in this world." Regarding the situation of Annie's father, Lin Yan only knows a rough idea. But later, after Annie confessed her situation, Lin Yan learned a lot about. After pacifying the entire island, Lin Yan completely revealed part of the truth about this world. The fear of being dominated by the Titan for hundreds of years was completely shattered for the people on the island in their early million years. Conservative ideas formed under the high wall also slowly dissipated. The hatred for Marley was pulled to the extreme. The source of the Titan and the world structure are all under the control of Lin Yan, showing love to everyone. Everyone learned the fact that they can also become a Titan, so the degree of hatred for the Titan has been greatly reduced. Annie assists Lin Yan in resisting the existence of the 100-meter Titan strange species in the capital. It was quickly accepted by the public. Unlike being called a demon in Melee, people on the island praise and appreciate the female Titan Annie more, and she is even called the Guardian Titan. This also made Annie feel for the first time that her own life is valuable. Your father may not necessarily be executed. Seeing Annie crying more and more sad, Lin Yan said something lightly. If the Melee government is sensible enough, killing Annie's father is not a rational thing. It is the most correct way to threaten Annie. Hearing Lin Yan's words, Annie's crying became softer. She raised her face full of tears, and looked at Lin Yan helplessly. "Is it true, boss? My instincts are always right." Lin Yan covered Annie's head with his big hand, and gave her a very positive answer. Sensing the warmth from Lin Yan's hand in the affirmative tone, Annie nodded and showed a rare smile. Half-year later. Forest of giant trees. An eagle was pecking at a hare it had just caught on the top of a big tree with a diameter of 4 or 5 meters. While pecking at the hare under its feet, it stared at the two figures in the distance. Lin Yan is standing on a tall tree, with Mikasa standing beside him. The rookies have been training for half a year, and today is the day of the exam. So Lin Yan took a look at everyone's training situation. Click click click. Lin Yan threw the steel ball like food in his hand into his mouth, and made a harsh sound after chewing. Each compressed ball is already as hard as a block of iron. Ding. Congratulations to the host, the point progress has reached 100%, and 1 point has been obtained. Just as Lin Yan swallowed the ball, a system voice sounded in his head, and Lin Yan immediately opened the system panel. System panel host. Lin Yan current world. Attack on Titan. Physique. 28. Reference. Titan physique of 17-meter level wisdom species. Points. 19, 0%, skills. Fighting LV6, prediction. Forging LV5, 3-dimensional mobile device manipulation LV3, brewing LV2, cooking LV1. In half a year, Lin Yan has accumulated another 16 points, plus the previous 3 points, now he has accumulated 19 points. Compared to half a year ago, Lin Yan has a lot more choices. System. Add 7 fighting points. Lin Yan pondered for a while, and then chose to add some fighting. Lin Yan wanted to see what changes would happen to LV7's fighting. Ding. Congratulations to host fighting for upgrading to LV7. Get 70 years of fighting experience. Get the primary talent for flaws. Get the mid-level talent for prediction. The moment Lin Yan finished his selection, the system's voice rang one after another. A large number of fighting memories instantly appeared in Lin Yan's mind, and Lin Yan's fighting instincts also began to change. Little by little, it matched Lin Yan's body and transformed it into his combat history. At the moment when the system sound ended, Lin Yan could feel that his prediction of things had reached a new level again. Give me the dagger. Looking at the eagle pecking away in the distance, Lin Yan looked at Mikasa, and Mikasa quickly handed the dagger to Lin Yan's hand. There's nothing there. How is that possible? As soon as he took the dagger from Mikasa's hand, Lin Yan shot it towards the sky forcefully. Mikasa just thought that Lin Yan had missed the shot, but the eagle that was standing on the tree flew into the sky. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yan's dagger plunged into the eagle's eye. In Mikasa's eyes, the eagle in the distance seemed to fly onto the trajectory of the dagger's laser on purpose. It seems to be pretty good. It seems that the trajectory capture of dynamic things has taken a big step forward. After seeing the eagle just now, Lin Yan seemed to see the next move of the eagle in Lin Yan's mind. Without hesitation, he shot towards the eagle's eyes predicted in his mind. The result satisfied Lin Yan. Lin Yan can predict that after obtaining the elementary flaw talent and the intermediate prediction talent, his strength has fundamentally changed. After adding some fighting, Lin Yan focused his attention on his physique again. Physique has always been Lin Yan's main plus item. System. Add 12 points to your physique. After Lin Yan chose to add some physical fitness, the system sounded again. Congratulations to the host, the physique has increased to 40 points, reaching the level of 23-meter level intelligent eyes, reference value. The moment the system sound fell, a strange energy instantly appeared out of thin air from Lin Yan's cells. Immediately, Lin Yan's body began to change. From the skull to the foot bones, there are 206 bones, exceeding the limit of the human body, and the 208 bones grow. Like the previous bones, the gaps in the bones outside his chest were filled, so that the protection of internal organs was strengthened again. The originally crystal clear bones completely became transparent. From the previous crystal clear foundation, it began to crystallize, and the hardness went up to a higher level again. The previous alloys became general low-grade superalloys. There are muscles 639 in the whole body, breaking through the upper limit of human beings, and the muscle 642 has grown. The membranes covered on vital organs begin to connect together, forming a set of soft armor. The physique is added. Lin Yan can feel the deep hunger that comes from the cells of his body and even from the depths of his soul. However, unlike before, Lin Yan's resistance to hunger has also become much stronger after adding points for so long. Although the hunger is still strong enough to make people tremble, but it is not as uncontrollable as before. Eat 15 compressed food balls in a row. Lin Yan's hunger began to ease slowly, and after eating the 50th yuan, Lin Yan's hunger completely disappeared. Stand on the tower. Lin Yan began to sense the changes in his body, waiting for the body's various skills to adapt to his suddenly stronger physique. Compared with the previous level of LV6, the time required for adaptation has been greatly shortened after the fighting is upgraded to LV7. In the earliest period, it basically took a day for Li Huang Lin Yan to get used to it. But with the improvement of fighting level, at present, it has been shortened to only about 10 seconds. If physique is a sword that keeps getting better, then fighting is a constantly improving swordsmanship. Physique provides strength, while fighting induces thick areas. Every improvement in physical fitness is equivalent to an optimization process of the body. After completely adapting to the soaring strength of oneself and the changes in the body, the different methods of exerting force brought about. Lin Yan moved. He jumped down from a tree more than 50 meters high. Boom. Mikasa was still guessing when Lin Yan would be and turn on the three-dimensional mobile device. But it wasn't until Lin Yan hit the ground that he hit the ground with a bang. Lin Yan has never opened the three-dimensional mobile device. Brother. Big brother. Seeing Lin Yan hit the ground heavily, Mikasa's face turned pale instantly. She jumped down without hesitation. 50 meters hit the ground. Mikasa couldn't imagine what the consequences would be. Don't worry, I'm fine. Just when Mikasa jumped off the big tree and was about to activate the three-dimensional mobile device, Lin Yan jumped up from the ground. He grabbed Mikasa's collar and brought Mikasa back to the tree again from midair. The body control ability brought by level 7 fighting allows Lin Yan to have a perfect sense of control in midair. Now Lin Yan can perform all kinds of difficult moves even without the use of a 3-dimensional mobile device. Big brother, how many times have I told you, don't hold him by the collar? You can't hug someone. Can't you? Lin Yan lifted the collar. Mikasa instantly bulged into a steamed bun face, a pair of slender legs, kicking in midair. She was fierce at first, but her face turned red as she spoke. Hearing Mikasa's words, Lin Yan nodded slightly. Because of her height, Mikasa stood in front of Lin Yan every time. Lin Yan's hands can easily press her head, or hold Mikasa's back collar. So Lin Yan formed such a habit. Call out. Boom. A green smoke column was pulled into the sky with the sound of the signal gun. Seeing the plume of smoke, Lin Yan knew that the assessment had begun. I don't know how many seconds I can run now. Thinking of this, Lin Yan saw the people who had already set off in the distance. Lin Yan decided to run for a try. So after putting Mikasa on the branch, Lin Yan jumped down from the tree again. Break. 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 The assessment of the core members of the hunter group in the woods is in progress. Up front Levi, Fran, leads in the front. Eren, Alman, Ymir, Sasha, Jean, and more than 500 people who participated in the assessment followed closely behind. The sound of steel cables rubbing against metal resounded incessantly among the trees. Looking around, the steel cables seemed to connect the whole world together. Hange and Petra both counted at the finish. It didn't take long for Levi and Fran to leave everyone behind. Hundreds of people could only see the backs of the two. The deputy head and the others are so fast, they can't catch up at all. It is said that the teacher's fastest record is 25 seconds, and we can pass in just 1 minute. Alman and Eren accelerated wildly in midair. Not long after they set off just now, the two were already in the leading position. However, compared to Levi and Fran who guided in the front, the two of them can only eat ashes behind. Eren and Armin couldn't help but gasp in amazement as they stayed in the air for a short while looking at the front. Sasha, hurry up. In the past 6 months, Ymir and Sasha have experienced extreme training every day, and Ymir has grown tremendously. Her speed seems to be faster than Sasha at the moment. Therefore, Ymir's tone became eager when seeing people constantly surpassing the two of them. Knowing that she could not escape Lin Yan's detection, she confessed her identity as a Titan inheritor. Became one of the 3 Titan masters of the hunter group. In addition to daily training, Ymir, Annie, and Eren became Lin Yan's 3 apprentices. Learn to fight and master the power of Titan with Lin Yan. Hear Ymir's words. Sasha chewed and swallowed the jerky in her mouth, and then the speed increased again. The reason why she was a little slow just now was because she remembered that she still had a piece of jerky. Is that the leader? Just dodge the oncoming branches. Sasha felt a gust of wind blowing beside her. Then Lin Yan's tall figure appeared in her eyes. After that, Sasha watched Lin Yan overtake Eren, Alman, overtake Levi and Fran. It ended up being a little black dot. The speed was so fast that Sasha couldn't even keep up with her eyes. Is that the boss? Levi was far ahead, but suddenly he felt a storm whistling past. Immediately, a small black spot appeared in the eyes, which disappeared in a very short time. Except for Lin Yan Levi, I can't think of anyone else who can have such a fast speed. But he always felt that something was missing. Boss didn't use a 3-dimensional mobile device. Because of Levi's hesitation, he was chased up by Fran from behind. Hearing words to Fran, Levi's doubts were instantly answered. Immediately, the two froze in place. Apologize. Hange only felt a black shadow flash in front of his eyes, the wind and waves passed by, and a large number of leaves flew out. She subconsciously pressed the timer in her hand. 13 seconds. Could it be that the timer is broken? Hange looked at the numbers on the timer, took off his glasses and wiped them again. After confirming that it wasn't the glasses, she began to suspect the timer. There is no problem with the timer, the past is the leader. Hearing Petra's words, Hange raised his head and saw Lin Yan who stopped in the distance. Seeing Lin Yan standing there calmly, without any signs of panting. Little stars seemed to light up in Hange's eyes. 3 days later. In the blue sky, a group of seagulls soared in the sky. On the deep blue sea, a huge fleet is moving fast. The white sails on the tall masts were bulged by the sea wind, and the tall hull crushed the oncoming waves. From a distance, the ship looks like a moving sea fortress. Call out. A white ball shot out from the fleet's ship, and a seagull in midair was instantly turned into blood mist. A large number of blood-stained feathers slowly fell from midair. Soldier Captain Zeke, still as accurate as ever. Deck. Before the bloody feather falls, don't hold it with a rough hand. A man with yellow hair, glasses, a beard and a muscular body stood on the deck holding a black baseball bat in his hand. He is Zeke Yeager. Standing beside him are Reiner and Hoover. Looking at the bloody feathers falling from the sky, Reiner looked at Zeke with a hint of admiration on his face. Half a year ago, after watching Annie help Lin Yan resist the strange 100-meter Titan. That night, Reiner and Hoover retreated. Although one of them has the power of Kai's Titan and the other has the power of Colossal Titan. But there is also a time limit after becoming a Titan. After Wall Maria regained it, the two insinuated. Learned a ton about Lin Yan about the hunters. In addition, I personally witnessed Lin Yan leading the crowd outside the capital city. Killed a 170-meter strange species of Titan. The strength of the hunters surprised Reiner and Hoover. If left, once Annie exposes their existence, they will surely die. So when seeing Annie turn into a Titan to help Lin Yan, the two didn't even bother to verify whether Annie was really a traitor, so they retreated decisively. That guy named Lin Yan is really as strong as you say? Zeke handed the baseball bat to Hoover beside him. Looking aside, Reiner looked serious. Zeke originally wanted to take people to the island half a year ago. But because Marley is in conflict with several other countries, he has been sent to different countries to perform missions by the Mare government. I can't get away all the time. It wasn't until the fighting with several surrounding countries stopped that he was sent out again to seize the power of the founding Titan. This time, Zeke not only brought Kai's Titan Reiner, but also a giant Titan Hoover. Also brought Warhammer Titan, Billy Deba's sister, and Cart Titan Peak. In addition, there are also a large number of Malay soldiers who also came with the crowd. Because of the appearance of Lin Yan, Ma Lai realized that their previous paradise plan had completely failed. The rapid technological development of external countries and the continuous improvement of military strength. There are also Lin Yan's strength, Annie's rebellion, and the power of the founding Titan who has never disappeared. All these factors piled up. Let Marley make up his mind to capture the paradise in one fell swoop and regain the power of the founding Titan. Therefore, after half a year of preparation, Marley's elite gathered together to form a huge fleet and opened the prelude to the war. That guy, and the hunter group he led are all asleep. Hearing Zeke Yeager's words, Reiner and Hoover looked at each other and nodded in unison. Even though they were far apart that day, the two could still feel Lin Yan's strength. That kind of speed made their hearts skip a beat. It's just a human being, no matter how strong it can be. Hear from Reiner and Hoover. There was a glint of coldness in Zeke's eyes. Although his words are full of disdain, he has always been a person who is very good at strategy. Since he was a child, he knew to seek advantages and avoid disadvantages. Their admiration for Lin Yan made Zeke guard against Lin Yan in his heart. In order to survive, he even reported his own parents. So in Zeke's world, there are no means, only results. As long as a good result can be obtained, he doesn't care about the means at all. That guy, it is said that he is very defensive? The yellow-haired Zeke looked at Reiner, the corners of his bearded mouth turned up slightly. Hearing Zeke's words, Reiner replied without any hesitation. According to our data collection, Lin Yan is a person who cares deeply about his subordinates. After answering Zeke's words, Reiner looked at Zeke hesitantly and asked with some uncertainty. What do you mean, Captain? People with feelings have weaknesses. Stand on deck. Looking in the direction of Paradise Island, Zeke could hardly see any expression on his indifferent face. No matter how high the price is, he will take back the power of the founding Titan. Wall Maria Sagansina district. The streets that were originally lined with ruins were completely cleaned up. Under the arrangement of Lin Yan, the civilians who used to live in Sagansina were moved by Lin Yan to the Wall of Rosé. The Saganina area was turned into a huge military camp. A large number of artillery, guns, and explosives have been piled up here. Of course, it's not just the Sagansina area. The 4 cities of Wall Maria were all arranged by Lin Yan. In the past 6 months, Lin Yan has not been idle. While training everyone, let Krista be in charge of coordinating and Pixis supervise possible invasions against other countries. Start construction of fortifications in 4 border cities. Cannon, adjust it again, that's it. Pixis directed everyone to make some adjustments while patrolling around. Is it useful for us to prepare like this? It's been half a year, and I haven't seen a single person. Hannes followed behind Pixis, and he has been running around with Pixis for the past 6 months. He hardly took a day off, and traveled back and forth between 4 cities for half a year. But the legendary enemy never appeared. This made Hannes wonder if he overreacted this time. Since the king said it, there must be his reason. It's only a matter of time before those people show up. Hearing Hannes' question, Pixis, who had been looking down at a cannon, raised his head. Since I have known Lin Yan for so long, Lin Yan's judgment has always been extremely accurate. After knowing the general situation of each country outside the island, Pixis began to build fortifications according to Lin Yan's plan. Because no one knows when Mere, or other countries, will attack. I hope it will take a little longer. Watching Konkai build half of the fortifications. Pixie frowned. Although they have worked very hard. But because of the lack of materials, and because of the construction of 4 defensive cities together, the progress of the project has not been much progress. In order to speed up the progress of the project, Pixis travels day and night, and is busy on the road every day. He just went to the west a few days ago, after watching Saganina today. His next stop is to go east. I don't know what's going on with the king. Look at that huge boulder on the city of Sagansina. Pixie thought of more than half a year ago. Lin Yan led the crowd to retake Wall Maria from the hands of Titan. Later, he led the people, and after some planning, he replaced the royal family. Lin Yan led the crowd to create miracles again and again. Thinking of this, Pix's frowning brows relaxed. The capital of the world inside the wall. The time has entered March, although winter has passed. But there was still some chill in the air. Beep beep bobo. In a castle, the firewood in the fireplace was burning very vigorously. In the quiet room, only the sound of firewood burning can be heard. Your Majesty, here is your breakfast. Put it on the table and step back. A girl in a maid outfit gently knocked on the door. After a beautiful girl with a crown nodded, the maid quickly entered the room. Leave quickly after putting down the exquisite food. When Krista saw the maid leave, she took off the crown. Wearing this thing every day made her uncomfortable. For her who grew up with Lin Yan on the hunter farm, she has long been used to it. Trapped in the palace every day, you must pay attention to your words and deeds all the time. Even when walking, you have to follow the rules. To some extent, this is a kind of torture. I don't know when Lin Yan big brother will come back. Krista finished her snack slowly. Looking at the empty palace, she remembered every detail of her life with Lin Yan in the north. At that time, she helped Lin Yan feed the horses every day. As a reward, you can get the right to read in the library of the hunter farm, as well as a breakfast, plus Lin Yan's occasional reward of candy. Although at that time, she would feel too tired to get up when she went back every day. But extremely satisfied. Presumably, she prefers the life of staying with Lin Yan and feeding the horses with the rich food and clothing. Finish eating. Krista took out a pen and paper and started writing a letter to Lin Yan. Now writing to Lin Yan every day has become one of Krista's favorite things to do. Lin Yan big brother, today Lin Yan big brother, you know. As time went on, Krista wrote one letter after another. 7 days later. Kiraluba district. This is the eastern part of the world inside the wall, because it was far away when the Sagantina region fell. The damage in the urban area here is not large. It's just that the pioneering area to which Kailualuba district belongs has been damaged, so the order here still has daily development and operation. After Lin Yan led the crowd to recapture Wall Maria, they fully recovered. In addition, the climate in the east is relatively mild and stable on the island. Therefore, it has become the most important grain-growing area in the Kingdom of Aldea. March. Planting activities are starting across the eastern region in full swing. Looking around, there are farmers farming in the fields everywhere. Captain, in about 10 days, the planting of the entire development area will be over. Isabel is on the horse. Hearing the words of the leader of the logistics team of the Hunter Regiment, she nodded slightly. After spending a few days at the Hunter farm in the north, Isabel began to lead a team to inspect the planting affairs in various pioneering areas. So from the north, Isabel has gone west, south. The east is the final stop of her tour. Because of the plague of locusts, and the destruction of the city by Titan in the past few years. The food reserves of the entire world inside the walls are already very empty. So this year's task is extraordinarily heavy. The whole island needs a bumper harvest to alleviate the food crunch. As the treasurer of the Kingdom of Aldea, after accepting Lin Yan's appointment, Isabel took over all production and operation activities on the entire island. Order to go down and check again to see if there are any signs of insect infestation. Isabel thought for a moment and gave the order. She still vividly remembered the horror of the insect plague the year before last. And it spread across the entire island from the east. Therefore, when he came to the east this time, it became Isabel's most important task to investigate the possibility of the reappearance of the pest plague. In 10 days, you can go back to see the boss. Watching the logistics team leaving quickly, Isabel looked to the north. Thinking of returning to Lin Yan's side soon, a sweet smile appeared on her face. 2 days later. Hunter's Farm. After the newcomer assessment ended, 50 of the 500 newcomers were qualified to become core students. They are members of the 3rd session of the Hunters. The entire Hunter group has trained 3 sessions of members. 52 people in the 1st session, 50 people in the 2nd session, and 50 people in the 3rd session. On the training ground, the students no longer seemed in a hurry as usual, and looked much calmer than usual. After the training camp, everyone had a half-day vacation as a rest. But not everyone has this treatment. Lin Yan was lying under a big tree beside the training ground. Ymir, Annie, and Eren struggled to run laps under the scorching sun. The training volume of the 3 of them is more than 3 times greater than that of ordinary students. Therefore, when the other students were resting, the 3 of them still had to continue training. Master, how many more laps are there? There are still 50 laps. Eren was running in the training ground. He couldn't remember how many laps he had run since midnight. Feeling that his physical strength was constantly exhausted, when he passed by Lin Yan, he asked feebly. Hearing Lin Yan's words, Eren felt that his footsteps became heavier. But he wasn't discouraged in the slightest. As a student of Lin Yan, the strongest man in the kingdom, Eren is under a lot of pressure, and he is afraid that his performance will not meet Lin Yan's expectations. I was also afraid of embarrassing my teacher. So Eren started by joining the hunter group and helping Lin Yan feed the horses. Now that he has become Lin Yan's student, he has done everything very seriously. Eren has only one goal, and that is to become the best of Lin Yan's apprentices. I'm definitely going to pass those 2 guys. Looking at Annie and Ymir who were far ahead, Eren unconsciously quickened his pace. In the past 6 months, Eren has made great progress. It's not the rookie titan that it used to be. But he also paid a huge pain and price. In order to control the power of Titan earlier, Eren asked Lin Yan to give him special training. In half a year, the Titan that Eren turned into was chopped off by Lin Yan from the neck of the Titan no less than 30 times. Although I experience great pain every time I read it occasionally. But this also gave Eren a huge boost in his control over attack on Titan's power. Now he can freely control the Titan he transformed. It is no longer as muddled as before, just like an innocent Titan. After running for a while, Eren turned his head to look at his master Lin Yan. Eren has always had a dream that one day he can become a strong man like his master Lin Yan. Master, I will definitely not embarrass you. Seeing Lin Yan's gaze from afar, Eren's speed skyrocketed again, and a sliver of strength surged out of his body once again when he was powerless. Under the tree, Lin Yan watched Eren gritted his teeth and ran forward desperately, and nodded in satisfaction. Although Eren was frizzy in the early days, under Lin Yan's training, he gradually became calm. Tuck tuck tuck. Just when Lin Yan was about to lie down for the next meeting, Fran, who was galloping fast on a horse in the distance, heard a panicked voice before the horse stopped completely. Boss, something happened to Walmaria. Hearing Fran's words, Lin Yan straightened up slowly. Throwing the kettle to Fran, who was sweating profusely and panting, his tone was extremely flat. Slow down first, speak slowly. Fran took the kettle, heaved a sigh of relief, and then took a big sip of water before continuing. The messenger from the direction of the signal tower just delivered the news from the border. Signals of enemy attack are coming from the south and east. Because the homing pigeons haven't arrived yet, we can't know more information just by the smoke. Frank spoke very fast, and soon he reported the latest border situation to Lin Yan. Hearing Frank's report, Lin Yan wasn't too surprised. When Reiner and Hoover disappeared, Lin Yan predicted that sooner or later what happened today would happen. So half a year ago, Lin Yan made some arrangements. But the crisis appeared much earlier than Lin Yan expected. Which area is Isabel in now? After hearing Fran's report, Lin Yan suddenly remembered that Isabel hadn't come back yet. According to Lin Yan's estimation, Isabel should have returned long ago. Fran hesitated for a moment, he didn't know much about Isabel's situation. Then Fran turned his gaze to Annie, who was walking quickly in the distance. After Isabel left, Annie became the logistics chief of the hunter group. Therefore, Annie knows best about Isabel's patrol situation. The captain and the others should be in the Kalualuba area in the east now. After getting the answer from Annie, Lin Yan stood up from the chair with a gloomy complexion, with a cold tone. Gather the troops and set out for Kailoruba in the east. Lin Yan doesn't care what happens in the south. But if something happens to Isabel in the east, no matter who is attacking the island this time, he will personally wipe it out. Lin Yan vividly remembers how much Isabel has done for him these years. Although Lin Yan usually looks like no one cares anymore. But Lin Yan is not a robot, he also has emotions. Isabel has been cooking for herself for 10 years, silently by her side. Never asked for anything, never asked for anything. In Lin Yan's memory, the only request Isabel ever made. It was just to let Lin Yan carry her on a night walk for a while. So, after hearing the news that Isabel was still in the Eastern District, Lin Yan's expression remained unchanged for thousands of years. Became gloomy down. One day later, King Capital. On both sides of the 10-kilometer-long Wangdu Main Road, hundreds of thousands of people stood silently on both sides of the road without saying a word. They were waiting for their king, who had returned from the north. The news of the battle on the front line was spread throughout the entire capital yesterday. Krista in order to support the east and south early. After the information was delivered, the military police regiment and survey corps were dispatched to the front. Completely evacuated all the defensive forces in the entire capital. And she was waiting for Lin Yan to come back from the north. The north is nearly 300 kilometers away from the capital, so Lin Yan and his party haven't appeared yet. City. Wall. Krista looked at Bebe with an anxious expression on her face. Like the civilians on the street, she waited intently. Come. The king is coming. Suddenly, the excited voices of the people gradually sounded from far to near. Accompanied by a galloping tall figure, Lin Yan took the lead. Galloping in the eyes of hundreds of thousands of people. Behind Lin Yan, people wearing the cloak of wings of freedom followed behind Lin Yan. The horses didn't slow down at all, just like a gust of wind, sweeping towards them. The people on both sides of the main road felt a gust of wind blowing by, and then only the backs of Lin Yan and his party were left. War. War. I don't know where to start. Hundreds of thousands of people, seeing Lin Yan roaring away, began to shout the clarion call for Lin Yan. The voices of hundreds of thousands of people converged from sparse to one voice. In the end, they all came together into one battle word. Sagansina district. At this moment, it has turned into a purgatory, with soldiers' limbs and arms everywhere, and black gunpowder smoke pervades the city. The ground has been soaked with dark red blood. The place that was originally blocked by Lin Yan was completely opened again. Pixis stood on the wall of the inner gate. His face was pale, without the slightest trace of blood. Ho 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 ho. Dense unscaled titans roamed the city of Shiganshina. The buildings in the city that had just been repaired not long ago were smashed to pieces by huge stones. Looking around, the whole Shiganina seemed to have been blown up by a bomb. Commander, our ammunition is nearly empty. Hana's body was covered with bandages soaked in black and red blood. A hideous wound on his face was shocking. He swallowed hard and then reported to Pixis. Pixis heard Hennessy's hoarse voice, and he reached for the hip flask on his waist. Shaking the empty jug, Pixis, who couldn't pour out a drop of wine for a long time, showed a trace of disappointment on his pale face, and said without hesitation. If you don't have ammunition, just fight hand to hand. If you can block a second more, it is a victory. We must be able to drag it to the king and lead the hunters to come to support. Nearly 10,000 people of the garrison corps stationed in Saganina fought fiercely with the people outside the city for 2 days. 2 days. Up to now, there are less than 1,000 people left. It was the first time Pixis had experienced such a fierce battle, and all his men were defeated. But the other party had no loss at all. Weapons never seen before, and tons of powerful titans. The battle was entirely a unilateral massacre by Mere. In the past 2 days, Pixis realized for the first time how different the kingdom of Albia was from Mere. It's just too big to be hopeless. Will the king really be able to withstand these people? Pixis looked at the hairy titans driving away the densely packed clean titans in the arena. There was deep despair in his eyes. How hopeless it is to be able to drive away the existence of Titan. In addition, The armored titan that appeared a few days ago, as well as the colossal titan, destroyed the city wall in a short time. Can't stop it at all. But what puzzled Pixis was that although the opponent had been attacking all the time, they had no intention of going deeper. This made Pixie puzzled. Sagansina City. Zeke Jaeger ends Beast Titan form. Looking at the Aldeans who were sparsely resisting on the tall city wall in the distance, Reiner looked at Zeke with a puzzled face. Master. Why don't we continue to attack? Until the founding titan shows up, we can't go in. Hearing Rainer's words, Zeke looked at Walmaria. He knew exactly what was hidden in these walls. Those are incomparably huge Titan 9s. If you rush into the world inside the wall rashly, once the founding titan appears, none of them can escape. After thinking for a while, Zeke looked at Hoover on the side, with a cold and indifferent tone. Has anyone caught anything useful in the east? Hearing Zeke's words, Hoover smiled slightly, and pointed to the cage on the carriage in the far corner. I caught a man named Isabel who committed suicide several times, but was knocked out by our people. This man is Lin Yan's right-hand man and has a very close relationship with Lin Yan. Following Hoover's hand, Joe K saw a blood-stained red-haired young man in a cage. There was a cold smile on the corner of his mouth, and his tone was full of mockery. It's under control. If Lin Yan refuses to give in at that time, give her a tube of Titan medicine. I really want to see Lin Yan, who is called the god of war by the Aldeans, stand helplessly in front of me, daring to be angry but not daring to speak. The reason why Zeke also attacked together with the eastern part this time was a decision that Zeke made after thinking for a long time. After breaking through 2 cities in a row, the entire interior of Walmaria will be filled with innocent titans again, and the entire battlefield will be covered with his people. This will be very powerful for his battle, and another reason is to destroy the entire food supply of the kingdom of Aldea. Although Reiner and Hoover sneaked into the city wall last time, they didn't achieve any important results. However, he has obtained information about the world inside the wall that many Malayan people do not know. For example, the food crisis in the world inside the wall, such as the approximate location of each important development area. Therefore, after learning that the pioneering area of the world inside the wall is being planted for a year, Zeke immediately gave the order to attack the Kailoruba area in the east. He wanted to destroy the hope of everyone in the Aldea kingdom on the entire island in one fell swoop. But their luck was very good. Not only did they successfully destroy the Kailuba area, but they also accidentally caught Lin Yan, a girl who cared more. Thinking of this, Zeke walked to look at the cage where Isabel was being held. City gate. In a cage on a wagon. Isabel struggled to open his eyes with blood on his face. The severe pain in her head made her feel like her head was about to explode. She has been caught for 2 days. In the past 2 days, after learning that the other party was going to use her to threaten Lin Yan, Isabel thought of suicide all the time. But Isabel couldn't do it. Not only is she always watched. Moreover, he was injected with medicine, so he didn't even have the ability to bite off his own tongue. Don't think about suicide. Otherwise, when the time comes, I will hang your naked body on the flagpole. Let your so-called king see how incompetent and useless he is. Zeke looked into Isabel's unfocused eyes, and threatened coldly, although he didn't care about the life of the woman in front of him, but if Isabel committed suicide, it would definitely have some impact on his next plan. My king will not let you go. Hearing the words of the man who looked like an orangutan in front of him, Isabel struggled violently. His face was stained with blood, and a pair of eyes that were originally out of focus burst out with a strong killing intent. I'm so scared, ha ha ha, dare to threaten me? Threats, keep threatening. Hearing Isabel's murderous words, Zeke reached into the cage with one hand, grabbed Isabel's hair firmly, and slammed on the iron cage forcefully. With the sound of the iron cage, the severe pain in the head made Isabel's consciousness blurred again. Even the snarl of the man who looked like a gorilla in front of him, Isabel gradually couldn't hear clearly. Isabel, open your eyes. Boss Isabel is waiting for you to go back. I can't die. I can't die. I can't die. Isabel's consciousness became more and more blurred, and her mouth was murmuring, her voice getting weaker and weaker. She wasn't afraid of death, but she didn't want Lin Yan to be ashamed because of her. You are courting death. When Isabel was about to lose consciousness, she seemed to hear her king, Lin Yan's roaring voice. Is it an illusion? Without being able to open her eyes, Isabel lost consciousness and her world went completely dark. Hearing the roar, Zeke didn't care about Isabel's life in the cage. The knife that came from a distance made Zeke's pupils shrink, and he had a feeling of avoiding it. Without any hesitation, with a flash of blinding light, Zeke transformed into a beast titan. The long knife shot past, piercing through Zeke's knee. Click. The long knife didn't stop, but plunged into the boulder on one side. Looking at the long knife on the boulder, even the beast titan that has become 17 meters high, Zeke couldn't help but tremble in his heart. If he hadn't turned into a titan just now, he would have been shot through the head and died at that position. City. Wall. Lin Yan jumped down with a murderous look on his face, not paying any attention to the densely packed Wugo titans in the city. Lin Yan held a long knife tightly in his hand. It is nearly 2 meters long, and this is Lin Yan's latest creation. There were originally 2. Another one, inside the boulder behind Zeke. Break. 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 The moment Lin Yan jumped off the city wall, behind him, Levi, Fran, Mikasa, Krista, Annie, Ymir, Aran Irwin, etc. Hundreds of people also jumped down without hesitation. Originally, everyone was going to the east, but when they arrived in the east, they found that the east had been completely destroyed. Many hunters' logistics personnel were torn to pieces. Only Isabel was not found, so everyone immediately turned their horses and rushed towards Shiganshi. As soon as I got on the city wall, I saw Isabel being pulled by the hair of a man with yellow hair and glasses. Before everyone could react, the long 1.9 knife in Lin Yan's hand was shot out by him. So there was the scene just now. Don't be impulsive. Careful, they are strong. Pixis saw Lin Yan and his group jump off the tall city wall without any hesitation. His originally excited mood because of Lin Yan's arrival turned cold. Especially the beast titan who can control the titan and throw boulders. So at the moment when Lin Yan and his group got down the city wall, Pixis subconsciously looked at the gorilla titan. Ho ho ho. In the arena, beast titan Zeke roared. Hearing his roar, the Wugo titan who was wandering around suddenly became different in an instant. They rushed towards the people who jumped off the city wall in the distance. Rumble. As the titans continued to gather, the vibrations on the ground became louder and louder, as if there was an earthquake. Ho ho ho. Looking down from the city wall, you can see the ossified giant faces and huge mouths, which make people shudder. The roaring sound of the titan almost pierces the eardrums of people. Annie had just jumped into the air. Without any hesitation, she bit her finger. Not just her, but Aran and Ymir as well. Regardless of whether Lin Yan's decision-making was impulsive or not, they all chose to believe in Lin Yan without reservation. Mid-air, Levi looked at the densely packed unstained titans under the city. He didn't have the slightest fear. I even felt a faint excitement because Lin Yan is at the front. Ho ho ho. Inside. Kai's Titan Reiner, Warhammer Titan Billy, and Cart Titan Peak didn't hesitate anymore, turning into titans one after another. They surrounded and protected Beast Titan Zeke Yeager. Just for a moment. Throughout the battlefield, Attack on Titan, Female Titan, Jaw Titan, Kai's Titan, Beast Titan, Warhammer Titan, and others appeared in the city. Lin Yan has jumped off the city wall. His eyes were always focused on Zeke's body, his gaze was cold without any emotion. It's been a long time since Lin Yan wanted to kill someone so much. It's been a long, long time since I got angry. Lin Yan heard what Pixie said. Even if it is impulsive, Lin Yan will kill Zeke today. What's more, Lin Yan was completely confident in killing the black-haired gorilla. Lin Yan's speed was very fast, and the moment he landed, Lin Yan rushed out. Along the way, countless Wugo titans charged towards Lin Yan. Compared with the huge titan, Lin Yan's body shape is like an egg running wildly among a pile of watermelons. Pooh. Pooh. Wherever Lin Yan went, there were Wugo's giant pillar-like thighs. There were also car-sized objects grabbing at Lin Yan's palms and falling one after another. Under Lin Yan's knife, the originally impenetrable Titan army fell to the ground like giant trees from the sky being cut down. In the direction Lin Yan was heading, it seemed that a straight road was being opened in the woods, and what Lin Yan was standing on was not the road, but the corpse of a Titan. While the knife in his hand was chopping down the Titan, he skillfully stabbed and picked it, and the neck of the Titan was also crushed. In the eyes of everyone on the melee side, Lin Yan's surroundings seemed to be shrouded in the light of swords. Everything that came into contact with Lin Yan's Titan was crushed by him one after another. Lin Yan is like a high-speed drill bit, drilling a huge hole in the Titan. When Lin Yan rushed towards Beast Titan Zeke, Zeke was not idle. He picked up boulders with a diameter of 2 or 3 meters. As tall as a small building, he began to exert strength, and Beast Titan Zeke stomped on his right foot. The ground sunk in instantly. Cracks like spider webs instantly spread from his huge hairy feet. Immediately afterwards, the power of the legs was transmitted to the waist, and the power surged and transmitted on the Beast Titan's hair like waves. Finally, it was passed from the waist to the hand of Beast Titan. The force of huge torque blasted out and was finally applied to the boulder. It shot out in the direction of Lin Yan in an instant. Whoosh! Whoosh! Each boulder brought a whirlwind, tearing the air. Because the speed was too fast, the friction between the boulder and the air hissed, the extremely heavy mass, coupled with the extremely fast speed. Even if the Wugo Titans on the track of some boulders were touched by boulders, that place would be instantly crushed into blood mist. Lin Yan's speed remained unchanged, with the assistance of the mid-level anticipation talent derived from the 7th level fighting. The huge boulder that Beast Titan continuously shoots out, even Lin Yan's clothes cannot touch it. In the eyes of Pixis on one side of the wall, the boulders that Beast Titan lost from seem to be deliberately thrown into the open space, not lacing like Lin Yan. But in the eyes of Beast Titan Zeke, the trajectory of Lin Yan's progress is extremely strange. His can't lock Lin Yan's position at all. Ho ho ho. Seeing Lin Yan getting closer, Kai's Titan Reiner charged towards Lin Yan. His body covered with muscles and armor was extremely fast. During the gallop of Kaiziton, buildings were smashed into pieces in an instant. Kaiziton was like a pair of rapidly advancing tanks, crushing everything with force, and the speed was so fast that it was difficult to see clearly. Kaizi Titan Reiner stared at Lin Yan's direction. The distance between the two is getting closer. Boom. 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 Kai's Titan's fists hit the ground continuously, forming large craters on the ground. Lin Yan's expression was indifferent, and he strolled in the courtyard under the attack of Kai's Titan. In Lin Yan's eyes, Reiner rushed to attack with a giant punch as big as a door panel. As if in slow motion, Lin Yan could even see clearly the shape of the subtle muscles on Kai's Titan's arm. See the details of the lines on his fist. In Reiner's eyes, Lin Yan is like afterimages. Each of his powerful attacks is like hitting the air. This feeling of using all your strength, but feeling like hitting cotton, made the member very uncomfortable. He felt like he was doing futile work, far away. What is that guy doing? Punching the air. Beast Titan Zeke, watching Reiner's attack, almost burst into flames in his eyes. If he wasn't still in command, he would have rushed there himself. But such power and speed, is this really what humans should have? Beast Titan Zeke remembered the boulders that Lin Yan avoided just now, and he suddenly understood. It's not that Reiner is hitting the air, but Lin Yan's speed is too fast, which gives him the illusion of inside. Just when Beast Titan Zeke was amazed, Lin Yan moved. Crack. After avoiding Kai's Titan's blow, Lin Yan jumped up, and the armored head of Kai's Titan was chopped off by Lin Yan. How can that be? Your blade can cut through my armor directly. The Kaizi Titan's fallen head looked at Lin Yan, who was full of energy and blood, like a wild beast. Hidden in the back of his neck, the expression on his face was horrified. Quiet. There was deathly silence around the Beast Titan. Many wise Titans from Melee suddenly felt chilly on their necks. They stared at Lin Yan, who chopped off the head of Kai Jitan with a single knife, and their hearts jumped. What kind of knife is that knife? Since when did the people of Aldea have such superb forging technology? Beast Titan Zeke stared blankly at the knife in Lin Yan's hand. Countless questions flashed through his mind. Even Marley does not have the craft that can cut through Kai's Titan armor knife. City. Wall. The kettle in Pixis' hand fell to the ground with a clatter. Before Lin Yan came, some people from Survey Corps and Military Police Regiment had fought Kaizi Titan. But without exception, all the knives in everyone's hands were broken. It can't even leave a wound on Kai's Titan's body. In the end, they were all beaten to a pulp because they couldn't cut Kai's Titan. But now what did he see? With the special knife in Lin Yan's hand, he beheaded Kai's Titan with one blow. It's as easy as cutting tofu. Was that knife made by the king himself? After getting in touch with Lin Yan, Pixis also learned about some of Lin Yan's usual life hobbies. He had occasionally heard Erwin say that Lin Yan's forging skills are very powerful. Pixie thought Erwin was joking at first. After all, a genius cannot be a genius in any aspect. Lin Yan's talents in combat, strategy, and tactics are already amazing. But now Pixis couldn't help but admit that Lin Yan is indeed a genius in forging. Inside. Kaiser Titan Reiner didn't hesitate after being shocked, and firmly protected the back of his neck with both hands. The back of the neck instantly crystallized, far away. Where the Beast Titan is, fortunately, it crystallized in time. Seeing Reiner's crystallized hands covering the back of his own neck, many Titans on Marley's side breathed a sigh of relief. Now Beast Titan Zeke has just driven many unsullied Titans to attack the kingdom of Aldea. It belongs to the consumption time of the early stage, so they did not join the battle together. Saving stamina is often the key to victory in battle. Therefore, everyone has been watching. Besides Lin Yan, Zeke is also paying attention to everyone in the kingdom of Aldea. Female Titan, Attack on Titan, Crocodile Titan, and a small human character. These people are the ones who are most lethal to Wugo Titan. Zeke doesn't even want to pay attention. That is, how is it possible? The moment Beast Titan Zeke Jaeger focused on Reiner again, he froze. At the same time Kai's Titan Reiner was inside. Call. Under the protection of the crystallized armor, Kai's Titan let out a sigh of relief. Just when Lin Yan beheaded him, Kai's Titan Reiner felt a huge breath of death covering his whole body. The brush with death gave Reiner a feeling of being alive after a catastrophe. The corner of Reiner's mouth couldn't help revealing a smug smile. The armor and crystals on his body had made countless enemies return in despair. Therefore, after successful crystallization, Reiner even looked forward to Lin Yan hacking at his crystal armor in despair, but there was nothing he could do, and he finally became hysterical due to exhaustion. Click. Suddenly, Reiner, who was wrapped in crystallized palms in the back of his neck, heard a voice that made him despair. That was the sound of crystallized palms in the back of the neck being cut. Pooh. On Kai's Titan's shoulder, Lin Yan looked indifferent. He leapt high in an instant, his whole body was like a rainbow, and he fought hard. The nearly 2-meter wide bladed long knife faintly made a thunderous sound under Lin Yan's powerful blessing. The long knife cut down, as if to split the space. Then Lin Yan slashed from top to the bottom, and the Kaiser Titan was more than 10 meters away. Together with Reiner, who was hidden inside the Titan's body, they were cut in half by the long knife. Rumble. Kaiser Titan's huge and heavy body crashed to the ground. Reiner's smug expression remained at the corner of his mouth, but his eyes turned into horror first. An extremely weird expression formed on half of his face. Reiner didn't expect that he would die and be killed in such a brutal way. Just like he brutally beat someone to death, far away. Damn, is this still a human? Beast Titan Zeke's heart skipped a beat, as if his entire body had been struck by lightning. Forcibly suppressing his anxiety, he looked at a woman hiding behind everyone. His eyes were on Billy Dibba's sister, who was manipulating the Warhammer Titan. Sensing the gaze of Beast Titan Zeke, Billy's sister was instantly connected to Warhammer Titan. He looked in the direction of Lin Yan. The entire battlefield has become a mess. Fights are everywhere, and everyone in the hunter group has killed with envy. Almost everyone has been turned into a tiny killing machine. Among them, Levi, Annie, Ymir, and Eren have achieved the most fruitful victories. Levi approached Lin Yan while killing Wugo Titan. His purpose is simple, to resist as many attacks as possible for Lin Yan. After fighting Lin Yan for so many years, Levi has a deep understanding with Lin Yan. Levi understands that the key to this battle is the imprisoned Isabel. So Levi has been looking for opportunities, only Isabel out of Marley's control. Only in this way can Lin Yan use his full strength. Levi looked at Lin Yan. The moment Lin Yan rushed towards Beast Titan, he turned his head and took a look, and the two instantly understood each other's meaning. Inside. In the horrified eyes of countless people inside and outside the battlefield. After Lin Yan beheaded Kai's Titan, Lin Yan's speed still hasn't slowed down. At the moment of landing, Lin Yan jumped out again instantly. The speed is so fast that it pulls up a dust dragon on the ground. Caw caw caw. Suddenly, the originally flat ground. With a whimper, a huge spike more than 10 meters long pierced through the ground and hit Lin Yan directly. City. Wall. Erwin returned to the city wall due to gas exhaustion. I saw a 12-meter-long spikes suddenly appearing on the ground. He was so frightened that he almost fell off the wall he had just climbed. He couldn't help holding his breath and looked at Lin Yan. Pixis covered his heart, half kneeling on the ground, with his mouth half open. The wrinkled forehead was covered with sweat from tension and worry. Master will be fine. See the spiked moment. Eren, Ymir, all worried in their hearts. The ability of Warhammer Titan is too weird. Big brother. Lin Yan, big brother. Boss. Head. Everyone in the hunter group was shocked when they saw the spikes appear. Such a strange ability is really beyond their imagination. Inside. In the process of running, Lin Yan just jumped into the air. A dozen or so spikes pierced through his body in midair. From the perspective of both sides watching the battle, all of Lin Yan's escape routes were blocked by the spikes. When Lin Yan landed, it was when he was pierced by the spike. In midair, Lin Yan's body was under the blessing of flawed talent. During several difficult twists, he escaped the continuous penetration of spikes. However, due to stagnation in midair, all attacks can be avoided. Lin Yan could feel the whimpering accompanied by the sharp spikes on the ground, as well as the speed as if they were about to penetrate the air. Under the support of the mid-level prediction of the 7th level fighting, Lin Yan could even see the scene where his dripping sweat was cut in half by the coldly glowing spikes. The moment Lin Yan's body fell and was about to be pierced, the broad-bladed long knife in Lin Yan's hand was slapped violently, and the spike was snapped off instantly. A huge rebound force was also transmitted from the blade to Lin Yan's body. With a leap like this, Lin Yan was out of danger in an instant, and killed again. Far away. How can that be? The Warhammer Titan saw Lin Yan escape, and there was a hint of surprise in her eyes. Just now she was attacking completely, but Lin Yan resolved the predicament in 3 or 2 strokes. But she didn't stop, she activated her ability again, and countless spikes rushed towards Lin Yan. In the battlefield, it's completely different from the situation just now. After Lin Yan got rid of the sneak attack of the Warhammer Titan, he completely disappeared from the embarrassment just now. The attack of the Warhammer Titan was completely unable to stop Lin Yan's footsteps. If you look at it from the side, you can find an unusually strange scene. Lin Yan's front foot just left the ground. Huge spikes will grow from behind like bamboo shoots. In the eyes of others, it seems that these spikes were not made by the Warhammer Titan. It's the general display of Lin Yan's feet. Damn it. Warhammer Titan manipulator Billy's sister, after repeated attacks, failed. She had a feeling of being played by Lin Yan. In addition, I watched Lin Yan approaching constantly. The scene of Kai's Titan Reiner being sliced open by Lin Yan flashed across her mind. I couldn't help but panic. The Warhammer Titan standing in front of the Beast Titan, which was originally controlled by her, was also because of the fear in her heart. Subconsciously took a step back, in the battlefield. When Levi's vision on Marley's side was focused on Lin Yan. Because he is not the main reason for the fire. Levi is already close to Marley's Beast Titan-centric team. But Levi didn't attack rashly, but fought with a strange species of Titan. He was waiting for Lin Yan's signal, looking for an opportunity. In the battlefield. Although Lin Yan's speed was 880 degrees, he still didn't slow down. But he wasn't moving in a straight line, he was waiting for Levi to be in place. If he rushed up directly, Isabel would probably be smashed into a pulp by the Beast Titan in 80%. Lin Yan could clearly see that it was different from the Beast Titan standing calmly just now. Because I saw Lin Yan's strength. The reason why there has never been a chance to get rid of Lin Yan. Beast Titan now has 1 foot on Isabel's cage. In his hand, he held a huge stick-shaped weapon made by Warhammer Titan, which was about 3 meters long. From the eyes of Beast Titan Zeke, Lin Yan can feel it, as long as Lin Yan dares to rush over. Then the giant stick in his hand will be like blasting a watermelon. Pop Isabel's head off. And the reason why Beast Titan has never done it. Lin Yan is also fully aware. That's because he was consuming Lin Yan's physical strength. During the waiting time, the people led by Lin Yan were ground to death. This is the safest and most secure way of playing. In a sense, close to no solution. While Lin Yan was looking at Beast Titan, Zheng Jitan Zeke was also looking at Lin Yan. No matter how strong you are, as long as you still care about this woman, then you will surely die today. Zeke looked at Lin Yan, who had started to circle the field. Turned into a gorilla, he showed a smug smile. Looking at the battlefield farther away, it is different from the situation where the hunter group killed all directions just now. Some people have started to withdraw from the battlefield due to physical strength. See this scene. Zeke Yeager knew his strategy was working. It won't be long before Aldia's group of strongest combat forces will be out of strength. Died in the mouth of the unsullied Titan he manipulated. City. Wall. Pixis and Irwin were observing the situation on the battlefield. Ahem. Can't be consumed any longer, otherwise we will be consumed to death. After taking a sip of water, Pixis, who hadn't closed his eyes for 2 days and 2 nights, stood up with Erwin's help. Looking at the city is still densely packed with innocent titans. Pixie frowned deeper and deeper. Looking at the crumbling Pixis, Erwin handed him a piece of black bread. After knowing that his combat power could not bring much help to Lin Yan, Erwin decisively chose to withdraw from the battlefield. Strategy and planning are what he is good at. After feeling that Pixis can stand firm, Erwin looked at the battlefield. After he saw the positions of Lin Yan and Levi, he had fought side by side with them many times, and he understood Lin Yan and Levi's intentions. How many shells do we have? Barely swallowed a mouthful of bread. Pixie felt a burning pain in his throat, and the pain didn't disappear until he drank a few sips of water. Hearing L's words, he couldn't help being taken aback, and replied hoarsely. It's still possible to fight the last round, but for the Titan coalition forces in the city, even if they fight for another 10 rounds, it won't help at all. Wait, what do you mean? The gun barrel was pointed at the gorilla, and it was not fired, creating an opportunity for the king. Erwin stared fixedly at the direction of Beast Titan Zeke, his eyes burst out with light. After the two reached a consensus, they acted quickly. The cannons were pushed together, and the black barrels were aimed at the Beast Titan Zeke. Inside the battlefield. Beast Titan Zeke, who has been paying attention to the situation on the battlefield. Naturally, they also discovered the actions of Pixis, Erwin and others on the city wall. What a swarm of annoying flies. Although the shells of the kingdom of Aldea are no threat to the Beast Titan. But anyone who is bombarded by shells will not be in a good mood. So when he saw the gun barrel aimed at him, part of his attention was still attracted. Boom. Inside. Lin Yan was still looking for an opportunity, when suddenly he heard the sound of a signal flare in his ears. He effortlessly beheaded a strange species, after avoiding the spikes inspired by the Warhammer Titan on the ground. Turning his head slightly, Lin Yan saw the black gun barrel facing Beast Titan Zeke on the city wall, as well as the eyes of Pixis and Erwin. In an instant Lin Yan understood their intentions. Turning his head, Lin Yan scanned zigzag around the Marley's Titan coalition army. Finally, after seeing the weapon made by the Warhammer Titan in Beast Titan Zeke's hand, Lin Yan had a solution in an instant. His eyes focused on the ranks of the Marley Titan coalition forces. The location of the Warhammer Giant, on a carriage behind the Warhammer Titan. Boom. Lin Yan moved, and he stopped circling for an instant, but ran towards the inside of the battlefield. After Levi on the side saw Lin Yan's movements, he stopped entangled with the Titan on the field. He flew out in an instant. Break, break. Lin Yan and Levi, one after the other, inspired the 3-dimensional mobile device. At the same time rushed to the field. As soon as Zeke looked away from the city wall, he saw a small man coming towards him to kill him. Zeke subconsciously waved the huge stick-shaped weapon in his hand. At this moment, the long knife in Lin Yan's hand also shot out at an extremely tricky angle. Pooh. In the carriage, the operator of the Warhammer Titan, Billy's sister, had no time to dodge. He was pierced through the brain by a long knife. Instant death. At the same time, Levi's kills spiraled around Zeke Yeager. The knife made by Lin Yan in his hand sliced off Zeke Yeager's hand. Hoover on one side just wanted to transform into a colossal titan. Lin Yan fell down in an instant, pulled out 2 broad-bladed short knives, and cut off Hoover's head. That's not all. Lin Yan jumped up again and cut Beast Titan Zeke's foot on Isabel's cage. Waiting for the Beast Titan to react, Lin Yan kicked Beast Titan Zeke's other foot. Boom. Under the cooperation of Lin Yan and Levi, Beast Titan Zeke fell to the ground in just a few seconds. Immediately, Lin Yan's knife plunged into the back of Beast Titan's neck. Pooh. Inside the Beast Titan, is this really human? Is it possible to achieve this level just by relying on pure skills and physical strength? Beast Titan Zeke looked at Lin Yan, who had turned the entire battlefield around by himself. The expression of fear couldn't be suppressed completely, and his mind went blank. The moment Zeke heard the neck flesh being sliced open, he knew that he had completely lost the sun and the moon fly like a shuttle. 1 year later, Aren, Lin Yan's disciple, activated the power of coordinates with Lin Yan's permission. Liberation blocked Wall Maria, Rose's Wall, and about 460,000 colossal titans in Sheena's Wall. Crush the world away. In just 1 year the kingdom of Aldea, under the command of Lin Yan, united the world of Titan. 2 years later, King Capital. Before dawn, The entire royal city had already become extremely lively. There is no other reason, just because today is Lin Yan's wedding. The wedding of Lin Yan and Isabel, Mikasa, Krista and Annie. After another year, Isabel, Mikasa, Krista, Annie and others were successfully pregnant. Lin Yan began to worry about what to name her child. In the second year, Lin Yan's child was born successfully. Isabel and others gave birth to 6 children for Lin Yan. Annie and Mikasa gave birth to twins, Isabel gave birth to a boy, and Krista gave birth to a girl. It can be said that Lin Yan's life has become very happy. Only. Lin Yan watched as time went by. Looking at Isabel and others who have become more mature, charming, youthful and beautiful, Lin Yan frowned slightly. People always grow with time. In the same way, with the passage of time, people will always come to an end one day. Perhaps because of the upgrade points of the golden finger, Lin Yan's lifespan may be longer than ordinary people. But Isabel and others cannot be the same as themselves. Ding. The system is automatically upgraded successfully. Just when Lin Yan felt a little melancholy because of his life expectancy. The system prompt sound brought Lin Yan back to reality. Lin Yan hesitated for a while looking at the extra traversal option on the system panel. First look at the detailed introduction next to it. When you know that you can freeze the time of the previous world after traveling, you can come back at any time. Lin Yan's expression is much more relaxed. After all, Lin Yan has become a father for the first time now. It is still a bit of psychological pressure for Lin Yan to just abandon his wife and children and travel through time. If you can come back at any time, then it doesn't matter. Thinking of this, the corners of Lin Yan's mouth raised slightly, and he glanced at the smiling wives around him, and directly chose to time travel. He was going to find the possibility of eternal life for his wives. It's just that time seems to have stopped at this moment. The world of Attack on Titan is being archived, and the countdown to the next world shuttle starts. 10, 9, 8,